What's good, everybody, man? Welcome back to another episode of the VBA podcast where we turn stats into storytelling and seasons into sagas, man. I am your co-host, Dalton. I'm joined by the lovely Colin and the ever so unique Bryce, aka B Money, man. Fellas, a little round table while we're getting started. We did a little bit of catching up off camera. Well, we were still on camera, you know what I mean. Off recording. Tell the people, man. It's been a while since they've seen you, Bryce. Tell the people how you're doing.
I'm just living large per usual. Once again, the best dressed in the VBA. Seems like no one even tries, but it's fine. It's fine. I guess I can run away with the title. Um, but yeah, life's pretty chill. We're just balling.
We're just balling. Love it. You just got a new couch. Just got a new
It's pretty
couch. Got a
great.
casting couch. Put it in the bedroom, not the living
Casting
room. The
couch in
bedroom.
the bedroom.
The bedroom next to
You
the
can
bed.
argue that that's where it should be. I won't make that argument. I think it's a good spot. Colin, man, you got some exciting things happening this weekend, bro. How are you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm doing great. Doing great, living large, kind of like B Money, but I'm not well dressed. And I just have this tie-dye Ohio State, which I mean, I guess you got to rep the Buckeyes, but don't give me the thumbs down. All right. It's a pretty cool shirt. But yeah, this weekend, like Dalton said, I'm going to see ASAP Rocky, so I'm excited. Life's good. Finally, the weather is nice in Ohio. It's never nice. But yeah,
Mid, skip. What Drake say? He said, "I see
he
all
said
this
he
money through
said
my Ohio State
yeah.
Buckeyes." Shout out
hmm
the Buckeyes. But yeah, shout out ASAP Rocky. Ask
If
Fring, ask Fring next time you cut it in that bed again, though. You know what I mean? Man, it's always a great time when we can get together and talk fictional sports. Um, fictional VBA for this context. Obviously, we've had a lot. We missed pods last season, so of course we're going to kind of dig deep into the 2058 recap. We did a 2058 preview, right? We just didn't do any
well, we
during the
did the
season.
preview and then my whole footage got lost, so we never
Okay. So
posted it.
that was the pod. So we had a full episode. We had a full pod episode recorded, and uploaded. But after the 30-minute mark, we lost an hour of your
Yeah.
footage. Which shout out Riverside. Hopefully we don't go into any mishaps in this episode. Knock on wood. We should be good. But we'll get on the 2058 recap, man. There's some things, very important things that we need to talk about. First and foremost, um, I think the most prodding thing right now in the VBA is the Grant Frye situation. For those of you that are not fully caught up with the lore, Grant Frye is a transfer from the Triple Threat League, which we'll touch on in a little bit. He was a transfer in the Triple Threat League, won MVP, won a ring, came over to the VBA, was a two-time traded player. He got traded twice before he even played a season. Played an entire
hmm
season this past season, and after his departure in Pittsburgh, there was a little bit of concern regarding the strength and conditioning coach Ren Rothschild. Did not report to training camp. Did not report after Grant Frye got traded from Pittsburgh, and the whole missing persons thing happened after the 48 hours. Report was made, and his body was found. And Grant Frye got arrested for first degree murder. And I don't know if you guys know anything about first degree murder, but to get arrested on first degree murder charge, you're pretty much dead to rights. First
hmm
degree murder is like the hardest to prove. You have to prove intent. You have to prove plan. So yeah, he was arrested on first degree murder charge, and about 36 hours ago, he was Grant was actually deemed a missing person himself, and late last night, his body was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound and a goodbye letter. So a lot of things happening in the VBA right now. What's your take on the whole situation, Colin? You ran the triple threat Sims, and you still are, so you have a little
hmm
bit more of a personable relationship with these players. Just talk a little bit about that situation, man.
Yeah, it's very sad to see. Um, excuse me, Grant Frye, just his whole situation, his whole path, because not only did he was great in triple threat, but he looked to be a decent player. I mean, he played for New Mexico. It's not like he put up bad stats. Um, he was going to carve out a solid role player position in Pittsburgh, and that that never materialized, right? Because of all these things. He was a great guy. And this was a shock to the whole triple threat like community, to just about everyone. And it's if you met the guy, you wouldn't have thought anything like this. I think that um, one of the biggest factors is definitely he had a whole lot of pressure on him, especially coming from triple threat. He's playing low pressure basketball, just trying to make a name for himself. He comes over to the VBA, premier basketball league in the entire world. And I mean, it's not like he's, just end of the bench. He's getting minutes on teams that are making runs in the playoffs. And I don't know. Maybe all that pressure could have got to him. Maybe he could have snapped. It's just very sad. It's very, very heartbreaking for me.
Yeah, like you said, carving out minutes. He was playing 23 a game in Pitt before he got traded to New Mexico. He was still playing 20 a game there, but two teams that obviously are prestigious for winning and are in winning cultures in the moment. So, yeah, no, his literally his third game, after his third game with New Mexico, he got arrested at his residence the same day that he played that third game. So everything happened pretty fast for Frye. He since his like celebrity status, he was able to just instead of sitting in a jail cell, he was able to be on house arrest. Very strict house arrest. Not sure how he got out. The details of everything are still coming out as we talk about him now, but I'm sure we'll get a clearer story. But Bryce, do you have any input on the whole situation? This is our second murder charge in the VBA in 37 years, going on 36 years, going on 37, or no, 35 going on 36 years. Sorry. Yeah, just talk a little bit. How do you feel, man?
Well, I hate to be that guy, but I do have sort of a conspiracy theory about this whole situation.
Let's
And
rack our brains. My mind and my money. I'm racking my brain.
I think I think it's a setup now. Uh, really, because he again, he went to the triple threat league, right? So he wasn't this prominent star coming out of college. He had to take a stepping stone to get to the premier basketball league in the VBA. And of course, so he's not making VBA money in triple threat. So maybe, possibly, everyone, young people especially, start gambling a little, right? And maybe he kicked the habit to the side, tried to get rid of it. But like when he's on his triple threat contracts, it's not that much. So if he's just throwing that to the wayside gambling, you got some sharks that are trying to catch up to you, right? So then when he gets his VBA money, he's hit back with this, oh, I have all this money. I can pay back my debts. But now that I have that freedom, I can try to dive into it a
Mm,
little bit, and gets a little carried away and just starts, just gambling too much. We see the same thing with Texas Tech's quarterback, Sorsby, where it's just,
mm,
you have all this money, you got to do something with it. And so I think it's just like they saw how the other murder trial went. They saw all of this publicity it brought, and I think that they really tried to make a point out of Grant for going through these gambling debts. And I think he could feel the pressure on himself. He didn't want the situation anymore, and I think unfortunately it cost him his own life with whatever gambling mob ties he might have had. I think, and if you want to dive a little deeper, I might even say he might not have even killed himself. He might have been murdered, and it might have been a
Mm.
setup.
Yeah,
So it's really hard to say. Hard to say.
usually conspiracy. Go ahead, Colin.
I I I think there is some truth to that. I mean, taking a look at his contract in Triple Threat, he was making $93,000 a year, right? He goes, signs to, he signs to Pitt, whatever. He
Queen City.
makes, or Queen City, my bad. Excuse
You're
me.
good.
He's making $19 million. That is that is not a small jump at all. He has an abundance of money. I mean, I think there's some validity, there's some truth here to what B Money is saying.
Yeah, in Totems, shout out Totems. He made a point. I don't know if you guys noticed or picked up on it, but in the past 2 seasons, there's been 3 guys suspended for fixing VBA games. 2 of those guys are Hartford guys. So if it's hit anybody hard, it's hit Totems hard. We've had, like I said, just 3 in the past 2 seasons suspended 1 year for VBA games, fixing them. So the question was raised by Totems himself, like, hey, is there something deeper going on here? Is there like a ring that we need to bust? Is there something do we need to dig deeper? Do we need to dive deeper? Like Bryce said, that is something that as commissioner, I can say that is being investigated. So whenever I find out, you guys will find out, and we'll get to the bottom of it, because guys are getting suspended for fixing VBA games. There is undoubtable, undeniable evidence. There's been like a handful of these suspensions, and it's not just scrubs. You know what I mean? Like Simon Chamberlain in 2056 or 2055 got suspended for it. Chinonso Saxon, Honolulu's big rookie, he got suspended for it. And these are players that play meaningful minutes. They're not just scrubs. These are people that have the ball in their hands enough to affect a basketball game. So that investigation is ongoing. But a little kind of sidebar from this whole thing. There's been a bunch of outroar for the whole VBPA. The players that are running for the VPA presidency, and Donovan McClellan, who was also charged for murder in the VBA, was acquitted though. He's speaking out pretty heavily in support of Frye and in search of more rights for players. So I'm just gonna ask you guys, like, what do you think about McClellan's status? He's seeking higher re-sign prices. He's seeking lower requirements for a max contract for players and stability after being signed, not traded right after. He founded a mental health foundation, which is a charity dedicated to supporting the health of working class pros. And he called it the Frye McClellan Foundation. What are your thoughts on McClellan? He faced a lot of backlash. He was the poster. Nothing like this of this magnitude has hit the VBA ever, and McClellan's face is all over it. He went through trial. He sat out a whole season. He took a lot of mental, mud thrown on his name. How do y'all feel about how outspoken he is and the way he's going about these things?
Go first, Bryce.
I think it's very admirable. Obviously, I think he's doing a great thing. And I think there definitely needs to be a larger foundation in every franchise for the players' mental health. But I personally don't think that raising contracts really changes that, because I think, as everyone knows, the money isn't what equals your happiness. And I don't think making an extra $10 million a year is going to be the thing that pushes you into eternal happiness. I think it's something that each franchise has to take on personally to challenge themselves to reach new heights in player satisfaction, player happiness, and ways to support their own players and whatever needs they have.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it is each franchise needs to do kind of a better job. I think with all these the suspensions for the fixing the VBA games, everything, like we've seen, like I think one of the big poster boys for mental health in the VBA is definitely Rick Lurch too. I think definitely like a situation like that, it's up to the franchise and the like to provide that mental help to let them know that there are resources there. And I think if anyone's qualified to be the head of this movement, it's McClellan. Like he went through a lot of scrutiny, a lot. People still now, he's 40 years old, and we got people hate watching him. And it's crazy. It's crazy to me. For something that he was proven not guilty for. It just threw a lot of dirt on his name, definitely affected his mental health a lot. And I think that, um, sorry, I lost my train of thought, but like applying for more, pushing for more mental health support for the VBA is definitely a right step. But I don't think the money will really solve anything.
Yeah, I think he was just using that as like another like key point into his candidacy. But I mean that leads me to another question that just kind of like prompted right now as we're conversing. But Bryce, I'm curious to pick your brain about this. Do you think McClellan possibly could have been set up for that, or like try and framed for his murder investigation? Because a lot of the key prosecution, their argument was the betting scandal that he was also suspended for. So he was suspended and he was proven guilty of fixing VBA games. Do you think that he may have been also fixed for or tried to be for his murder charge?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. That's someone who's made over $400 million in their career. And so they have this platform, this ability to use the money. And it was pretty early in his career, right? Like he was mid 20s when he got suspended. Is that right?
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
like, and then I think, and then like, it was probably about a decade later is when it got to him. But I think there's definitely you can connect those dots that there's a clear issue with the gambling and now an uprising issue with murder. I think like more likely than not, they definitely do connect. I think that he tried to shake his problem, and I think they just caught up to him again. Same as Frye. I never even considered that, but I think that's a great point. I think McKellen. Oh my goodness, I think he definitely could have been set up in some way, and I think there might be a big shakedown about to happen in the VBA.
Yeah, it's making me upset, dude. It's making me upset because Fry. There's no getting around the fact that he did take his own life. The gunshot residue on his hand, the where the bullet was in his body. Like he undoubtedly took his life. But his letter though is what kind of confuses me. He wrote, "I did things that I just can't run from," and I don't know what he's talking about. That sounds guilty of murder. But obviously that's not a smoking gun of him actually pulling, a trigger and killing somebody.
Very vague, very vague.
Very, very vague. And there's 3 lines, there's 3 sentences before. But he said I forget exactly what he said. He said something along the lines of, and I'm just, as you can tell, trying to trying to buy some time while I like scroll over and try and find this shit. Yeah, he said, "I haven't felt like myself in a long time. There are things I can't take back and thoughts I can't outrun. I'm sorry to everyone who tried to love me through it." So as we're like unfolding this laundry, it's dirty laundry, should I put? It's becoming more and more devastating, and it makes me feel like he was potentially framed and he did take his own life because of the pressure. Man, 2 guys, one who is a strong advocate for mental health and another guy that lost his battle with mental health. What do you say we switch gears and talk about a killer season? Bad joke.
Yeah.
Bad joke. All
Wow.
right, man. We gotta get out of this shit, man.
Man, that's poor taste, man.
Hey, R.I.P. Grant Frye, man. All right, rest in peace, Grant Frye.
Wow.
The VBPA presidency election should happen this season. Shout out to, I believe it's Jackal who is creating that universe, that lore for that. So shout out to him for that because I've never even thought about anything like that. But It is fun. So let's talk about 2058 a little bit. Let's start with Triple Threat because this was a monumental season for Triple Threat, the first one under the VBA's wing. And we had somebody special playing this season.
We did. We had the man, the myth, the legend. We had Kareem Nelms come out of retirement. One more go around. He got $1 million from Salt Lake City to play 1 year, and it was incredible. He won MVP in his one season. If that doesn't prove that this man's the GOAT, anytime he touches the floor,
Man,
like like I could guarantee Frosty ain't doing that shit. Frosty is not stepping on the floor in triple threat. He's too soft. And
at
he led
47 years old, bro.
dude, 47, he led Salt Lake City to a 14-4 record. Unfortunately, they got bounced in the first round by Tulsa, but an incredible season for a 47-year-old to come back, play any level of professional basketball is great. The finals was Wichita versus Jackson. Jackson, even without, Grant Frye, without Corey Pepper,
Shout
went
out.
to the finals. But they got beat by Wichita. Wichita had, a pretty good team. They had Nick Taylor, who averaged I don't know, like 20 points a game. Yeah, dude was crazy. Wichita, first win since, 2052, their third title they achieved this year. So it was a great season. We were happy to have Nelms. Um, I don't, it was just a 1 year thing. Don't expect it to be super often, but hey, once in a blue moon, maybe a legend could show up for a season, ball out if they really want to. And who knows? Who knows? But yeah, triple threat is awesome. These guys also, they play harder, knowing that they could earn a trip to the VBA now.
Oh, for sure. They've seen it happen. They've seen their, I don't want to call them predecessors, their former peers, rather. They've seen them be able to make that transition and play actual minutes in the VBA, step on a VBA court and make an impact. So, yeah, no, the competition in triple threat this past season was for sure, ramped up. And as a Jackson Hogs fan, it was fun to watch that run, even without Frye and Pepper. But Hogs would be champs next year. Let's talk VBA, man, because history repeats itself, this time in back-to-back seasons. Puerto Vallarta back-to-back rings, and not only that, to add salt in the wound, back-to-back number one picks, coming off of the best playoff run in the VBA history, 16-0, first team to ever go undefeated in the playoffs. Puerto Vallarta, I know they took a little bit of a hit this offseason with free agency and stuff. We'll get there. But Puerto Vallarta back-to-back rings, back-to-back number one picks. Emerson wins his second MVP. He's no longer coming off the bench. I know that was a huge tirade from a very vocal part of the VBA. A few GMs were very avid that, hey, Bond, if you really want a shot, take Emerson off the bench, fucking start him. He finally does, and he averaged career highs in points, blocks, rebounds, efficient field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, field goal percentage, and he had the best year of his career. Moving to KC, Leo and Barr had 15 30-30 games, and they have solidified themselves as the second most 30-30 games by any duo in VBA history. They will for sure pass that record of 23, I believe it is, 26. No, it's 26 by Travis Brown and Kareem Nelms. They will pass that. David Barr had 8 50-plus point games, missing Telford's record by 2 games. And Iro back-to-back DPOY. So a little bit of I don't know what you would call it, a similar season to 2057, similar winners, DPOY, a familiar face in an MVP race, Puerto Vallarta champs. A little bit about 2058, guys, if you guys have anything that stuck out. I know you have a really, really good rookie, Bryce. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
Oh, Garf. Garf, 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 Garf. He's the truth, the future. To be completely honest, my draft thought process when I was on the board picking is he went to Arkansas Little Rock, you know. Um, they have a Division I wrestling program, so they're a little close to my heart as a school in the South who chooses to wrestle. I love that.
Shout out
And it
Stephen
helps
Little,
that he
right?
was a good player. So drafting him, and now he's starting to look real special. I'm very excited for what Garf is going to do with the future. Um, in the same draft class, Oz Cap. I don't know what's bred into that family, but they all need to be tested for like genetic mutations or something because somehow they all have to be so damn good. It's insane.
Yeah, huge prog by Oz Cap
Like back to
this
like
season.
a +8 and a +10 back-to-back seasons.
Mhm.
Yeah, plus 11 and plus 10.
That's
He's
insane.
yeah, he Ozcap was like, "Yo, I know I'm the lowest rated coming in, but I'm probably gonna be the best player this coming up season." Although Alcap returning off that injury, yo, Bond is the most unlucky person with injuries. Herniated disc from Alcap, misses over half of the season. Even loses he down progs from the overall potential. But this season, at 32 years old, goes up in Prague. So shout out Cap. I want to ask you, shout out Stephen Little, right? That's the wrestler from Euler.
Yep. Yep. All
Okay,
American.
yeah, I remember some things. Yeah, shout out to UALR, man. Cream Gnomes, obviously they go to the VBA. If you don't think so, argue with your mom. But he went to UALR as well. So Garfield has some big shoes to fill. I know that UALR retired Nelms jersey, so Garfield Johnson is hoping to align with that narrative as well. Colin, I got a question for you, man. Well, actually, go ahead and answer the first one. 2058 recap. Anything you want to say about the season?
Um,
No
just that
rush.
it was a fun season to watch, even though PV, swept the board. I think um the North is kind of a more fun conference to watch playoff wise because like there are so many top teams where it's like in the South, like you have PV and that's about it. But I mean, we do have a riser. We do have a riser, Santa Fe in the South with Blankenship's crazy, crazy prog and what could have been is so sad because we could have had Bar on this team, but it looks like to be Blankenship and Ozcap. So I mean, it's a little bit of a downgrade, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah, JB has just exploded. He had an amazing training camp. And
Hmm.
he's coming off of a 25-7-7 season. That was the second year, by the way. He's made All Star in all 3 years that he's played. He's for sure going to be an All Star this upcoming season. Best player on Santa Fe by far. But yeah, I can't help but imagine a Blankenship Bar duo. I will say though, I do think the Leo Bar duo would be better than Blankenship Bar,
Hmm.
but it still would be fun as hell to watch. And I think Leo just unlocks Bar to another level with his playmaking ability. The best playmaker that VBA has ever seen. He's probably going to crush assist records and all that. But yeah, shout out to Santa Fe, man, because losing Bar like that, just completely missing re-signings and just hitting on JB, the first overall pick. Um, I mean, shit, and hitting on Ozcap too, and Walter Koenig. Hitting on guys
Good
that
drafting.
hitting on guys.
Good
Yeah.
drafting.
Yeah,
Hitting on
no,
guys. Wait,
drafting.
pause. Hold on,
Hitting
rewind.
on JB and Koenig in the same draft. Yeah, shout out to LJ, man. That guy is he's locked in. Um, but yeah, we
Uh,
talked. Go ahead.
just a quick little side note. JB went to Central Arkansas. So anyone out there looking for like who might be good in the draft, them boys from Arkansas are crazy.
Yeah, you would never guess where the commissioner is from. You would never guess what state the commissioner is from. No, it's really so. I'll give you an insight on the like creation of draft classes. I'll just sit there like whenever I'm bored or like I know it's time to like crank out 4 or 5 draft classes. I just sit there, regen. Look at the top 3 guys. Oh, I like that name. Blankenship. Oh, I like that name. Where'd he go to school? Oh, UCA. He went to Central Arkansas. Throw his ass in there. So yeah, if I ever click on somebody and it's like, oh shit, from Arkansas or he went to an Arkansas college, I'm probably gonna throw him in there. Same with Wyoming though. Brad Robinson went to Wyoming, so and he for Honolulu. Am I right there? Yeah, I'm right. He's pretty good too. So anytime I see a Wyoming guy or an Arkansas guy, I'll throw him in there. Grant Frye's from Arkansas too. He was born in Arkansas.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
We talked a little bit about Progs, man. JB obviously exploded. OzCap exploded. And even Jackson McKenzie, who is coming off the bench for Santa Fe, he exploded plus 13. Anybody that you guys had highlighted for the Progs that you wanted to talk about?
OzCap, Garth. So really my favorites.
Atlantic City, they had a good prog.
Yeah, they did. Combs went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Bracy went up.
Yeah,
and
Todd Gina. Yeah, Todd Gina up 11. Their entire starting five is 60 overall. And, I mean, I have not seen Fishy's active in like 3 seasons. He does what he needs to do just to keep his GM spot, but he has just not been active.
The Jared Strat.
Facts. Which is a good. Go ahead.
It's hard to talk about Progs, and not talk about Kansas City.
Yeah. Go ahead and spill the beans.
Yeah. So first ever 80 overall duo on the same team. Barr went up 3. Leo went down 1, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, and Alcorn went up 6. This team also, I mean, and Arlo went down 4 though. He went down 4.
Yeah, he's fucking 33 though. He should go down 4. But of course, Alcorn. I trade Alcorn to Kansas City to try and help get a ring. To be honest, but I also got 5 first back from it. Yeah, Alcorn goes up 6. Fucking, I don't even know the odds. Jonathan or LJ can tell me the odds of a 25-year-old going up plus 6. That may be the max that he's able to go up. Yeah, no, that trio right there. It is small though. Leo is 6 foot, Alcorn's 6'1", and Barr 6'4", so that's your 1, 2, and 3. But if they have a bench, I don't see anybody beating KC. Do we share the same thoughts there?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, insane. First 80 overall duo, like you said. Frosty and Jordan Overberger were close, but Leo and David, the first ever duo, both rated 80 plus. And of course, man, Puerto Vallarta drafted Richard Daly first overall, and he booms. +5, +4, 67 overall, 79 potential, which I know potential doesn't really matter, but it kind of does. It's a decent gauge. He popped Keshawn Kirby, who he drafted the season before with the 2nd overall pick, +8, and he has 80 overall potential. Fuck, man, like Puerto Vallarta is. I don't know. It's like that semi that's riding your ass in the rear view. You just can't help but just notice it. You know what I mean? It's just there all the time.
that was a good metaphor, simile, or whatever.
Thanks. Yeah,
It was good.
Appreciate that.
Another team to shout out real quick. Louisville, Amulos's team. They had really good progs too. Nagian, he has like the 24th best prog of all time, going up +18. And he had another guy on the team go +12, another guy go +10, a guy go +9. And they're all pretty young. I mean, obviously they're pretty young guys. They're progging, but to have that many guys plus that team to look out for, building something good over there.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for shouting them out too. Yeah, they. I love their retro logo, by the way. It's just like the Eagles or the Thunderbird, not the Eagle. Holy shit, the Thunderbird's just ready to fucking just pounce on you. But yeah, no, huge props from Emulos. He's well overdue. I know some other guys are overdue too. Titan, for one of them, Chris Hollis / Totems, which it's Totem's job, but Chris Hollis obviously still there. His face is still there. Yeah, some guys are overly due. A team I want to point out, man, is Nashville for their draft. Excuse me. The 12 overall pick, Peter Cieslak, he goes up 6 and +4. And then the guy they drafted 55 overall goes +14, +6, Andrew Murphy. So 2 guys that they drafted both of them progged up hella. Nashville is a team that has a little bit of a murky future, but they have some decent pieces in this past draft, and they did draft a Jew. So shout out the Jews and Univ Alted.
Bro.
shout out the Jews, man. Unlike other leagues, the Jews do not run the VBA. I will say that. They do not run the VBA, man.
Bro.
As far as 2059 preview goes, that's all I wrote for Progs and stuff. Blankenship is a god. I wrote that. And Pitt, PV, Reno, and Casey are the faves. Three northern teams, one southern team.
Always the North.
Always. Well, you say that until you go to the history and you realize the past 4 fucking years the South has won.
That's because the North has to go through a brutal gauntlet every year to make the finals. And they're so beat up and exhausted that the Southern team, who just had a month of rest because they swept every team, just gets to cakewalk their abused elderly opponent. Hydrogen bomb versus baby.
No, for real.
I don't know about all that, bro. I mean,
like,
go ahead.
You take a look at these playoffs, man. I'm looking at 2057, and I'm looking at these seeds matchup. Okay, one is PV, one in the North is Tacoma. Number 2 in the South is me, and I'm going to shit on myself here. And I got fucking Long Island in as the 2 seed in the North. Long Island is 43-10, and I'm 35-18. Tell me, like, Bryce has a point, bro. PV just run shit down, bro. Meanwhile, Long Island had to go through Queen City. They had to go to 7 against Pittsburgh, and then they get to sweep Leo and Bar in like the Gauntlet of Doom.
No, the last year's playoffs, which I'm glad we did it when we did it. It was the same day, I think, as the last sim. It felt like a moment that was important. You know what I mean? Whenever something's going on, you're like, damn, this is exactly what I think it is. That was last year's playoffs, especially, well, only with the North, because aside from the 2 Game 7s in the first round, we knew who was coming out in the South. You know what I mean? We always knew it would be PV. We were only thinking like maybe Santa Fe will get a game off of them, maybe Myrtle Beach will, but they didn't even make this conference finals. Tampa did somehow, and then they got swept. So, but something I don't want to go unnoticed, because we're going to talk about this GM, we're going to talk about Eli, but looking at the export, I'm just now realizing Akron. So spoil the news. Eli left Akron. He asked to transfer to Springfield, and I told him, I was like, you are one of maybe 3 guys I would let do this. You earn this shit. You have 4 rings, 22 playoff appearances. Like, you have a fucking resume, right? 8 final losses. Can we talk about this? 8 final losses with Akron is a little fucking crazy. It's twice more, like 2 times the amount as the next person, as the next lowest.
Has any team made the finals 12 times? Is that the most? It's got to be the most.
League stats,
I would assume so.
Yeah, KC has 8.
Yeah, but, he got ran through in the Kansas City dynasty.
He did get ran through there, but he's also lost some that maybe. I mean, did we really think Akron was going to make the finals this year? Just truthfully speaking.
No, they were not my pick, honestly.
I was hoping for some Bond magic, but
I think the one that surprises me the most, where Eli kind of like gets a side eye from me, is the 2050 finals when they lost to 3 seed Virginia Beach. They were the 1 seed in the North, 43-10, and they lost.
They got
swept. H-Dog won.
They got swept.
Oh my goodness!
They didn't just lose. They got swept, and they didn't just lose. They got their fucking ass beat.
H-Dog.
They lost by 8, but then they lost by 31. Then they lost by 28, and then they lost by 22 again. Like that
was a very weird playoffs for the South.
Dude, it was so weird.
An H-Dog and Jackal conference finals.
Yeah, the 3 and the 4 seed. I think the 3 seed is still the no, because Pitt won as a 4 seed. But one of, I don't even know if I can do this math quick, one of two 3 seeds to ever win the VBA title. The other three being Jackal. So funny enough. Yeah, man. I don't know. Eli, though, shout out to Eli. He is, in my opinion, the GOAT GM, even though he has 4 rings to Stefan's 5. He has proven year after year after literal year that he can compete, and almost 1,100 wins total, 3 away, and had the GOAT and got the GOAT 3 rings. So, anything else? Any other teams y'all want to speak on roster wise or anything like that?
I just felt like overall progs this year were just kind of dummy for everyone, except for Dave. Of course, he
Not
always
for
has bad
me.
progs.
Yeah, not for Colin.
I
And
know,
Lafayette too. Holy fuck, Lafayette had to
but I feel like overall across the board, this was just a good year for progs, and so I think we're about to get hit with a lot of like doping penalties. I think gambling and PEDs are about to run the VBA to the ground.
See, that's why we all went down. We're a pure team. We don't do none of that, right? That's why
Ethical hoops,
everyone sucks. We have
straight ethical
ethically
balling.
bad hoops. Terrible hoops. All right. I actually looked at this the other day. I've made the playoffs 18 times. How many times? I want you guys to guess. Don't even look. How many times do you think I made it out the first round?
4.
It was 4. It's 4 times.
4 out
Ooh,
of 18, bro. That's
4,
that's not good odds.
tough. That's tough.
That's less than 25%,
bro.
bro.
Bro, and half of
That's
those
not very good
times
odds.
I've played either Caro or Nashville, and I'm about sick of it.
Man, I wish the game accounted for they account for head-to-head stats, but do they account for head-to-head stats in the playoffs or no? Oh, they do.
Uh,
They actually do. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna deep dive. I'm gonna deep dive into this. Actually, I'm gonna do this shit live. We're gonna do this live. You said you ran into who?
I kept
Cairo
running into
in who?
in Nashville.
All right. Your postseason record against Cairo is 8-10. So not
Okay.
that bad.
No,
And then
no.
Nashville, you said, huh?
Yeah.
Where's Nashville? 9-14. So losing records against both of them, obviously.
Dalton.
Do you want to know your worst one? Hold on,
It's
'cause I'm gonna
against
beat
you.
that real quick.
It's against you, bitch.
I'm gonna beat that real quick. Yeah, it's against me, but it's tied though. It's tied though. Me and New Mexico, 2-12.
It could be worse. My worst one's with
Really?
Dave. I'm 3
Oh.
and 12 against him. I
Oh
talk a
my
lot of
goodness.
smack for him to just beat my ass every time we play. I've
So
taken a game like one time each series.
so Dave, if you're gonna watch this, Dave, you have my permission to call Bryce son. Bryce is officially your son. Hey, but on the
It's like
brighter side
BTA.
though, Bryce, you're 8-1 against Jared. So
He is my child. I'm not losing to him.
yeah, you can't. That's the ultimate. We have the brother war between Jackal and Wick, and we have the brother from another mother. Well, that's me and you. We have whatever you and Jared are, boyfriends,
We had the
ex-boyfriends,
best
whatever.
Boy,
bromance. We are
the
the best
boyfriend bowl.
bromance.
Yeah.
I got you.
hmm Boyfriend ball. Well, let me get y'all's. We're gonna end with an activity, but before we do that, let me get y'all's VBA 2059 finals predictions. You know we have to do it every time.
Hmm.
Bryce, let's hear yours first, bro.
I think you'd be silly not to put PV in there. Back to back. Um, I think PV versus Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh wins it in 7. I need Bond. I have a lot of money on this. I'm actually leading all the gambling in the VBA. Please. I need to feed my
Fucking
family, Bond.
hell.
Please.
Oh shit. We'll go. We'll go PV. PV's gonna come out of the South no matter what, unless like a meteor hits them. Um, we'll go. We'll go. I think Stefan will figure it out. I think we'll have Kansas City in there too. Even though I've said the past 3 seasons, PV versus Kansas City is my finals prediction, but that's besides the point. We'll go PV in 6 though. PV in 6.
PV in 6. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really, and I'm not one to shy away from like my bias because obviously I don't fix the games. I know that there's conspiracies out there, like whatever. I don't fix the fucking games. You guys know that. I don't shy away from sharing my bias though. I really, really, really want this to be the year that Bond wins the ring just because of the shit that he's been through. But I don't feel comfortable enough to say that Pitt's going to make the finals. I think it's going to be Pitt, KC in the conference finals. KC does make at least one competent fucking trade that puts them up. But I mean, just looking at the stats though, Pitt obviously has literally the number 1 ranked inside, dunk, free throw, 2-point, 3-point, offensive IQ, defensive IQ, rebounding. They are one of the best constructed teams in VBA history. They're obviously the highest rated team rating. But I just think the synergy between Barr and Leo is going to outweigh the Emerson. I don't even know is he emotional? He seems like an emotional guy. He seems like he would carry a lot of emotion and drama. I don't fucking know the guy, but it just seems like it. I think that Leo and Barr get it done in 7. It's going to be one of the best series in VBA history. What happened?
I was looking at just the offensive IQ, and me and your teams, Dalton, are the bottom 2 teams in offensive IQ.
Yeah, we got some dumbasses.
And both of us are almost dead last in passing too.
Hey, well, I just made a trade for KB3, so I haven't put that in yet in the export. But
okay.
KB3.
Yeah, no, we're up.
Got you. I'm going PV, man. I really, really think that SF Santa Fe has a chance. But I don't know because LJ's so calculated, bro. He's not thinking about this year. He's thinking about 4 years in the future. I don't know if he makes a trade to put his team in contention this year, but he fucking should. He has a chance. You know what I mean? Especially in JB's breakout season, potentially. I really want Santa Fe to make a trade, and I will be lobbying towards that to make a trade to put him in contention this year. But as of right now, the export that we have now, the stance that we have in the league right now, Puerto Vallarta against Kansas City, and that was my prediction last year. It obviously didn't work out. Kansas City wins in 6. Kansas City wins 4-2. Wow. They take game 2, and they finish it off. They take game 2, win both at home, go up 3-1, lose 3-2, and win it in game 6. So KC in 6 for me. You said, Bryce, you said what again? You said KC wins? Or no, you said Pitt. You said Pitt. My fault.
Pitt.
Yeah.
Colin said KC. So
I said no. I said PV.
Teams. Oh, you said PV wins the championship.
Yeah, wins in 6.
Okay. So 1 Southern team, 2 Northern teams. We all have different teams. So hopefully one of us is right.
Hopefully.
All right, man. This is the part where if you're not interested in fun times, and just guys being guys, then you can click off the video. But we're gonna do a game, okay? And
real quick. I just want to say something about Santa Fe. The more I think about it, I think the stupidest thing they could do is to make a move for contention right now. I mean, their cap, they don't really have to worry about that till next year, and their team's so young as you can get hope on better progs. So I think almost you just kind of wait to see and play it out till next year, see how your team looks till you head to the off season.
Just kind of build up some like Team Kim and just have a good season. And just
I mean, you got a lot of guys who are young and really good. So you just give them another season of good progs. They might be untouchable if they just leave it alone right now.
Yeah. That's good insight, man. I trust in LJ's ability to do what is right. You know what I mean? He's a really good GM. He hasn't won a fucking ring, but he was also not locked in for like his peak. So whenever his team was the best, you would argue now that his team is the best it's ever been, but he had a few earlier runs. He made the conference finals. You know what I mean? So he had other chances. But I just sent both of you a screenshot. Okay, I want you to look at, if you can, pull your phone out and look at our DMs. I sent you a screenshot, okay? And we're going to be playing a game of VBA Taboo. And this is going to be lore edition. So here's how this game works.
Bro.
Here's how this game works, okay?
Jeez.
Those are good.
You have 3 things, okay? You have 3 lore events or 3 things surrounded with lore in the VBA, and you are trying to get your teammate, which is him. I'm just the host. I'm not playing. It's just you two. To guess what it is in 1 minute or less, and you cannot use the taboo words. Okay, the taboo words. If you don't get it, or if you say a taboo word, then you don't get the point. So the max thing you can get here is 3. We're looking to go 6 for 6 here. You're not against each other. There's nothing to win here. It's just, So in 1 minute or less. I feel like that's too much. So we're gonna go 45 seconds or less, and I'm gonna have a timer here. We're gonna go 45 seconds or less. I believe in y'all's ability. Whenever you wants to go first. I got a number in my head. 13 through 23. What is the number? Bryce.
22.
Colin.
17.
It was 16. So Colin, you want to go first? Or you want Bryce go first?
I could go first.
All right, well, let's go 1, 2, 3. So
You're
Colin,
having me guess first. You're reading off. You're doing your taboo first.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we get it though. The one line is what you're trying to get him to guess. He doesn't have to guess it verbatim, just what the lore
The
is.
premise, right?
Yeah, and you cannot use the words underneath. Okay. All right, we good? I'm starting when you open your mouth. Pause. Actually, just go. You have 45 seconds.
Florida. GM.
GM.
News. Crazy. Intercourse.
Intercourse.
Florida GM. Intercourse. News.
Frosty had sex with sheep. Florida GM.
Florida.
Florida.
Shay.
Right. Kiki's sex ring on his team. Kiki OG on his team.
Here we go. He had
Kiki team OG.
The main thing was the flamingo, but yeah,
the fucking flamingo trafficking ring.
The flamingo trafficking ring. That was close enough. We'll give it to you. All right, 1 for 1, man. Bryce, number 1 on you.
Go ahead.
45 starts now.
Nuclear power. Highly sought after draft pick. Very disappointing.
If this is one of my draft picks, I swear to God.
Nope. His name. Or I guess that kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
No, what was that?
I was gonna say his name kind of just rhymes. Very bad player. Capped. He had a capped career. He could only play so long.
Fucking Shin Shin. Shit.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Yeah, shout out shit. Bro, both of y'all finished that with 3 seconds left. Holy shit. All right, 2 for 2, man. 45 seconds. I'm glad I did that because a minute would have been too long.
45 keeps it tight. I like that.
Pause. All right, Colin, on you. 45 starts now.
Angel Sanchez.
Deeb being terrible at drafting.
N-word.
Deeb, is it Deeb like clip farming with the N-word, or is it Deeb being so mad at Angel Sanchez he calls him the N-word?
I can't give you that. You gotta keep going.
No.
20 seconds.
Constant.
Deeb, he was clip farming with the N-word. He said it a lot. His pin farming. Deeb hates blacks now because of Angel Sanchez.
All right. You didn't get that one very close though. There was one specific moment that I don't know if you guys remember, but it's pinned. There was one. So the thing is, Deeb is racist. All right, that's the board. Deeb is racist. So I love you, Dave, but so there was one thing. There was one message that he sent, just super unironically. Like he just sent it like he meant the shit. He was like, sometimes when we're walking around in Lithuania, we just look at tall black people and just say, "You play basketball." Like that's what the fuck he said, yo.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Yeah. He said he looks at all black people. He looks up to them as basketball players. That's how little black
Oh
people
my
are
gosh.
in Lithuania.
I was thinking when he was straight just like for a month. Every time he's just trying to pin farm, and so like anytime a conversation was going, he was Edward.
The key word that I was looking for there is race. So if he said anything with race, Dave race, against race, I would have gave it to him.
Dave is racist.
My favorite Dave moment was he said, "Holy shit, today was such a crazy experience. I saw a baddie, real baddie, and taked my shot." Eli said, "What happened?" And he said, "And baddie was 13 years old."
Now, for the viewers that don't know, at the time, Dave was 17. Okay?
He was 17. He was 17.
Dave
so
was
it's
17.
Oh.
It's still, because if you do it now, 28 and 24, you know, if a 24-year-old is not weird, but 17 and 13, that's a pretty big difference. Okay, that's a pretty big difference. Holy fuck, Dave, you are one of a kind, bro. I love you so much, bro.
oh
But,
my gosh.
Yeah, you're funny, bro. You're fucking funny. Whew. All right.
I was thinking maybe when Deef says I'm only Sanchez racist.
Yeah. He said I'm Sanchez racist. Funny as fuck.
Okay.
All right. Bryce,
Oh,
it's
fuck.
45 seconds, and it starts now.
Okay. A GM. Oh, what can't I say? What can't I say? Oh, I was about to say that. Can't say that. A championship winning GM. A championship winning GM. Very sketchy trades. Very sketchy trades.
Faker and Stefan. Faker
Okay.
and Stefan.
Yeah. You fucking nailed it right on the fucking dot. Yeah, Stefan being Faker. Which I went and finally found.
Still a possibility.
No, I found Faker's account. He's changed his profile picture and all this shit. So
He's
I've
real.
learned to believe that it's not Stefan.
I watched a
learned to
YouTube
believe
video
it's
about
not
the actual esports Faker. I think it was the same guy. I think he was just being open about himself in the VBA.
Yeah, no, the Faker's actually the GOAT. His clips are insane. Okay, third and final one. Colin, it's on you. We're 3 for 4. So let's finish strong. Let's get 5 for 6.
Let's go.
Your 45 starts now.
Your favorite playoff moment?
Me winning a championship.
No. Player.
Okay.
Your favorite playoff player? Moment.
Game 5, Joe Martin.
Yes,
Banger.
sir.
Holy
Yes,
shit.
sir.
Banger.
Obviously, my favorite moment's gonna be me winning a championship.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
He's under
that
pressure,
too.
bro. He's under pressure. All right, 5 down, one more to go. 4 for 5.
The kids
shit.
don't know about Game 5, Joe. They just don't know.
They don't know.
Your favorite player's
You know, I
favorite
went back and looked at that box score, and he only dropped like 35. You would think he fucking dropped like 50, but it was such a fucking monumental moment in the VBA early history.
And it was the fact that like it was like Game 5 that time, but then literally every other time he wasn't a Game 5, he went dummy. Like
Yeah,
he
he
lived
did
up
go-
to
he
his
did go
name
dumb.
of
He
Game
did go
5,
dumb.
Joe Martin.
He did go dumb. Shout out Game 5 Joe Martin. Shout out Joe Martin. We need some more Joe Martin lore. I'm gonna get in my bag because he's just the fucking go. He's the
Your
pioneer
favorite
of the
player's
VBA.
favorite player.
Literally your favorite player's favorite player, man. Shout out Joe Martin. Free Joe Martin hashtag. All right, last one, man. Let's end off on a fucking banger, which this one is. So good luck. 45
Here we go.
seconds, and it starts now.
Prolific loser. Prolific loser. Sad.
Rick Lurch. Rick Lurch
Prolific
being
loser.
depressed.
Noose.
Oh my God. Rick Lurch struggling with depression and wanting to kill himself, or what's going on
There
here?
we go. Okay. Hey, shout out to
Prolific
Bryce, man.
loser.
Oh, it is. Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that was the actual answer.
Yeah, Rick
You
Lurch
don't remember
wanting
the
to
lore?
kill himself.
You don't remember the
Damn.
lore, bro?
No, oh
You
yeah, I
Rick
do
Lurch
remember the
being-
lore.
Oh, hold
It's
on.
so
hold on.
fucking
How's
sad.
Lurch right now?
Rick Lurch being checked into a fucking rehab
dude.
because he was about to kill himself? You don't remember this shit? Man, we're laughing, but Rick Lurch has been through the fucking ringer,
That's
man.
sad, bro. That's sad.
0-6 in the finals, or 0-5, 0-6. I think it's 0-6.
He just lost, 2 years ago again?
Yeah, 0-6 in the finals, man. He's
Cooked.
It's been some deep moments, some dark moments, but I'm glad that y'all brought him up with the whole new foundation and stuff. So I'm sure he's an advocate in that long locker room, even though their GM is also a prolific loser. Shout out Wick, man. Shout out Wick, man. 5 final losses for Wick.
Prolific loser? Right?
I mean,
Hey, 5
No.
final losses, bro. You got to be called a prolific loser, right? 0-5 in
Yeah.
the finals. Got
I mean, him and Lurch are in the same boat right now.
that's why he's there, man. You know, that's why Lurch is there. He's
I mean,
take care
Wick-
of each other.
yeah, Wick isn't like that. Shout out Wick.
Yeah. No, facts. Shout out Wick. He's actually has a strong mental.
No,
so.
he's the
He
guy.
has to with a brother like Jackal. No, I'm playing, man. Not shitting on the GMs, bro. We love every one of y'all, man. It's a pleasure, you know, to be able to be with you guys and to have this. So, man, that's gonna wrap it up. Exactly an hour and 1 minute, which is a perfect time, a perfect length, I think. It's actually quite an average length. And, you know, a lot of people, it's huge, actually. 1 inch is actually huge.
What the fuck was that?
I don't fucking know, man. I don't fucking know, man. Look, 2059 VBA season is going to be a fucking banger. The pod will resume. I mean, I think the loss of that one just kind of killed the momentum for that season. But this season is going to be a fucking banger. And we'll make sure to bang those episodes out. Bryce, Colin, I'm going to give you all the floor. You got your girlfriend's earrings in. I'm going to give you all the
I
floor.
do.
Man.
Wow.
She left them here for me, wearing them for the pod. This is the stupidest I've ever felt in my life. Never wearing these again. I do not look good in pearls or pearls with little chains on them.
Wow, the most self-absorbed guy saying he doesn't look good. Somebody
Yeah,
gotta
dude, I
clip
thought
that.
you were best dressed. I mean, he still
I
put
am.
that shit on.
Do you not see? I'm literally wearing Ed Nettie sweatshirt. So, like,
I can't even hate.
the cons, the pros.
Ed, and Eddie. I feel like this episode we were sped, and speddy, but it was fun. It's been fun, man. Bryce, any closing words, man? Are we fucking gonna see 10 Sleep compete, bro? Are we gonna see 10 Sleep contend? Like, I'm still waiting on you to be the first GM to win 2 rings in 2 different franchises, bro.
Fuck, I really do now that Eli is gonna lock in on a team.
He's gonna smoke you, bro.
Yeah, I gotta lock in. Yeah, I think something special's happening. It's about lasagna time. That's what we're calling it now. Lasagna time with Garf. So
I get
you
it.
better not
I
catch
get
us
it.
on a Monday because it's gonna be a bad day for you.
It's gonna be a bad Monday. Colin, what about you, man? I know you've been trying. I know that you kind of like falling out, falling in, falling out. You know, because it is tough with progs and everything. How are we feeling, man? Are we gonna see the Zeke Lions era continue in San Diego, or what's your plans?
You know, I'll try and back in the day, like I used to I would give Titan shit. I'd be like, man, you can move some of your players. You could do this and that. And then once you actually get in that position, you're like, damn, I cannot move anybody. Everyone on my team fucking sucks. Everyone has a max contract, and we're dog shit. So we'll just see. If someone makes a good offer, I actually talked to Dave today, and he said, I'm gonna try and help you out. I said, really? He responds 5 minutes later. He goes, I can't make it work financially. And I was like, fuck.
Shout out.
He goes, nope.
I was
wrong.
I'm sure somebody will grab Zeke.
Somebody,
The rest of your
hopefully.
players, I'm not sure. You still have Jalen Floyd, right?
No, thank God.
No, where'd he go?
Akron.
Okay.
Well, he went
Got it,
to
and I'm
he went to
thinking
10
Akron.
Sleep, and then he went to Akron.
Yeah,
I'm
then I
thinking of
moved him to
Paul.
Akron.
I still have Paul. Yeah, Paul's on a max
Okay,
though, so I don't really know if he's
I
gonna get
mean,
traded.
Dude, Zeke's so washed. Why would anyone want him?
shit. Paul's probably a way better trade asset than Zeke. Zeke's on a max
No,
for
yeah.
1 year longer, and he's 4 overalls less.
Mhm.
Somebody's definitely gonna trade for Paul if you want to trade him.
Hopefully,
Shit, I'm right there with you, bro. I'm in fucking, I'm in hell. I tried to move Kalam fucking so much last year. I offered so much, so many different teams, him, but his contract expires this year. So does Secunda. So I'm about to have a plethora of goddamn cap space next season, and I finally have picks for the first time in a long time. So
what it's about.
man, boys, it's a great episode. I really enjoyed this thoroughly. Now I got to get back to reality and do some real shit. So I'm gonna fuck with y'all boys. Appreciate everybody watching it. Let me know if y'all prefer this length better or the longer length. Y'all let me know. Pause. But look, man,
Cool.
Co-host Dalton, Colin, and our favorite fucking guest, B Money, man, Bryce. If y'all want to get on a fucking episode, let me know. Cause fuck, this was really fun, and we want new faces on here too.
It's lots of
big
fun.
line. We'll catch y'all later, man.